Good Monday to all of you. This is Ryan, Michigan Storm Chasers. Missed our live stream last night. I had some type of strep or flu-like symptoms. Just did not feel the best yesterday. So hopping on here today, Monday, to give you guys an update in regards to the forecast. You guys missed Chandler's video yesterday for our weekly live stream replacement. This will be a video for you guys to watch and kind of go over everything again, but also kind of throw a few other topics of discussion in here that Chandler did not cover. So first and foremost, smash that like button on the video. I'd appreciate that. Go ahead and start with the temperatures this week. We are looking at a very average summer-like week here. We're going to have highs in the low to mid 80s, potentially upper 80s by Wednesday or Thursday of this week here. So a trend upwards and a trend back downwards back into the weekend. As we see there on this chart here out of Lansing, we're seeing the midweek there, that's 84, 86, 84. Then a drop back down to the low 80s, 82, 81 there by this weekend. And moving into next week, that pattern continues right around 80 degrees for the majority of us here in lower Michigan. So takeaway from that, it'll be warmer, summer-like pattern, definitely above average in terms of temperatures. Nothing too unbearable. The humidity is not going to be very high at all this week. Should be more of a dry heat, but it will be on the hotter side. So keep that in mind. Make sure you're staying hydrated and dressed for the occasion. But after this week, we're seeing a nice gradual 80 degrees point into the later part of the month. So temperatures are pretty stable here. Looking at the next couple of days of precip chances, we're not really seeing too much on the latest GFS model. Go ahead and run this through the time frame here. This is the precipitation forecast here. The green is rain. We're not really seeing too many chances. Maybe a passing shower in the UP by midweek, Wednesday time frame. But as we get closer to that weekend time frame, we're going to start seeing some precip try to push up from the south. Whether that hits us or not, I really don't know just yet, but if there's going to be any precipitation, rain, perhaps some storm chances, it'll be later this week, although right now it's not looking likely. But if, again, that time frame, if it's going to happen, it's going to be in that later week time frame for a lot of us here. But don't bank on that. It should be a pretty good week regardless of any rain chances. It's not going to be a washout at this point in time. So enjoy a nice stretch of weather this week, but we do have a few things else to talk about. Number one being the Aurora. We do have a G2 equivalent to a KP6 level watch in effect. What that means is basically we have these Aurora type of storms. This is the level you can see the Aurora at in the state. So a KP4 level storm is not technically a geomagnetic storm that starts at G1 KP5. So if the KP is 4, it'll be seen in the UP. If the KP is 5, it can be seen down into the yellow and green zones. And then KP6, it can be seen down into the red zones as well as green and yellow zones as well. So the higher you go, the further south the Aurora comes. That G2 KP6 level watch does indicate that Aurora is possible statewide come Tuesday evening. So keep that in mind. We do have the G2 watch here on the SWPC dashboard. The expected arrival time of that energy from the sun is going to be right around that later Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening time frame. But just keep in mind, nothing is ever guaranteed with Aurora. It's not very well forecasted or understood. And that's just because we don't have any data points to go off of. So keep that in mind. It's just an expectation. We do expect arrival of that energy sometime Tuesday evening, and that should give us some chances come Tuesday night if we have clear skies. Speaking of clear skies, go ahead and check that out really quickly. We do have the NAM model loading up. Go ahead and use the RDPS. So the GEM model overall is a better indicator of cloud cover here. So black is clear skies, and then the white is clouds. Here is Tuesday night. We're seeing broken cloud cover across much of the state with southern and central lower in mostly clear skies, just a few, looks like high clouds there. But the further north you go, it looks like it's going to be more so broken, perhaps scattered cloud cover. So at this point in time, further south does look to have a better shot. But again, we're still 2 days out or a day and a half out from this. A lot can change, but keep in mind, cloud cover could be an issue, especially the further north you go. We're going to revisit this tomorrow and see how it looks, but just keep that in mind if you're planning to go out and watch. So we'll keep you guys updated with that. And speaking of that, if you want to be alerted, completely optional, we do have a Patreon dedicated to the Aurora. It is known as Michigan Aurora Alerts. So if you want to get alerted, we send an alert or a post out on Patreon. that hits your email whenever the Aurora is active in Michigan. So again, completely optional to sign up. It does cost $1 per month. And of course, all of our updates will be still posted to Facebook. So no worries with that. This is just a way for you to become alerted if you don't want to scroll Facebook and keep checking every few minutes for our updates. Okay. With that being said, the last thing I'll touch on here, get this off your screen here for a second. The last thing I'm going to touch on here is going to be the drought conditions here in Michigan. We do have a drought monitor website we monitor here. It is from unl.edu. So you can see a link up there if you want to check it out yourself, droughtmonitor.unl.edu. We do have little areas in Michigan that are within an abnormally dry category. We do have Lenawee County, the extreme southern part of Lenawee County towards Riga, Fairfield, and Hudson in a moderate drought. So the southern part of Lenawee County, perhaps Monroe County as well, in that drought condition zone there. Nothing too major, but if we go into the long-term forecast, the 6 to 10 and the 8 to 14-day forecast, we are seeing the below average contour here for precip that may worsen into fall. So we could be heading into fall with a drier type of season. So hopefully we get some rain here soon. It's been pretty dry overall, but overall chances are looking pretty slim at this point. This week should be primarily dry. Any precip later in the week should be minimal. All right. With that being said, I'll be back on here tomorrow for an update on the Aurora and perhaps an update on your forecast. Stay tuned for that if you're interested. With that being said, like I said, smash the like button on your way out. I'll see you guys tomorrow here at Michigan Storm Chasers.